The madman beats her mercilessly, bites her, urinated on her, spit on her, slept with her, and did all manner of things to her, messing up the whole room. She endured for 5 days. Nestled between sprawling landscapes and bustling town centers lived the Maduka's family. The family consisted of Mr. and Mrs. Maduka and their three children, Ada, Chidi, and Nkem. Ada, the eldest, was known for her striking beauty and a spirit that was as bold as if it was restless. Ada had always stood out among her peers, not just because of her beauty, but also due to her strong willed nature. However, there was a trait that often cast shadow over Ada's charm: her always not being contented with what she is given. No matter what she had, Ada always yearned for more. Gifts, toys, or attention, it was never enough. Every morning, Ada's mom will wake up to prepare her breakfast and lunch. Anytime Ada's mom gives Ada the local dishes such as porridge, yam, beans, and palm oil rice as her lunch, she is not always happy. During lunch breaks, Ada would quietly sneak away to a corner where no one will notice her eating. She would watch enviously as her classmates enjoy their meals with glee. She will be thinking that her classmates' meals is better than her own. Whenever she had fancy food such as fried rice, jollof rice with chicken, and indomie with fried egg, Ada will enter the dining hall with swagger, making sure everyone noticed her lunch. Her antics often drew the attention of her teachers. One day, one of her teachers, Mrs. Johnson, called Ada aside after noticing this pattern. With a gentle smile, Mrs. Johnson said, "Ada, it is important to appreciate what you have. Not everyone is fortunate enough to have a meal prepared with love. Your food is special because it's made just for you." Ada nodded, but deep down she struggled to embrace this advice. She promised to try, not wanting to disappoint her teacher or face any repercussion. As Ada got admitted into the university, from the first day she went to school, she noticed a group of students who always seemed to draw everyone's attention. They wore the latest designer's clothes, their shoes sparkled with sunlight, and their hair was styled to perfection. It didn't take long for Ada to learn that these were the wealthy students, and some of them were hookup girls, a clinch that seemed to live in a world of glamour and luxury. Ada felt an overwhelming desire to belong to this group. She imagined herself walking alongside them, her own clothes and accessories turning heads. The idea of being part of their exciting world was intoxicating. However, Ada knew that belonging to this elite group came at a high price. Her family, though loving and supportive, could not afford the lavish lifestyle she craved. Despite this, she began to pressure her parents for money, pleading with them to understand how crucial it was for her social standing. When her parents couldn't meet her demands, Ada turned to borrowing from her fellow students and from financial help such as OPay, PayPal, and any help that gives loan. Each loan brought a brief thrill of satisfaction, but also mounting sense of anxiety. At first, Ada managed to keep up the facade. She attended parties with borrowed clothes, posted pictures on social media that told the story of carefree, glamorous life, but beneath the surface, the stress of maintaining this image began to take a toll. The debts pile up, and soon the calls and messages from creditors became a constant source of dread. After graduation, Ada stood at the crossroads of her life, filled with hope and anticipation for what lay ahead. She had acquired so much debt, and there were mounting pressure on her to pay. One sunny afternoon, while volunteering at a community event, Ada met Emeka. He was kind with a warm smile that immediately drew her in. They struck up a conversation, and Ada found herself captivated by his genuine nature and easy laughter. As they spent more time together, a beautiful love blossomed between them. Emeka was not a wealthy man, but he was comfortable. He works hard at his business, and despite his own financial limitations, he made it a point to support Ada in every way he could. When Ada's debts from school began to weigh heavily on her, without hesitation, he helped her pay all her debts, easing the burden that was threatening to consume her. When Ada's mother fell ill, her father struggled to afford the hospital bill. Once again, Emeka was there, offering financial assistance that Ada's family desperately needed. His selflessness and compassion left Ada in awe, deepening her love for him. Emeka also took it upon himself to support Ada's siblings, ensuring that they had the resources they needed for their education and well-being. He understood the importance of family. Even though he didn't have an abundance of riches, he shared what he had generously, proving that love is more than just financial security. It's about being there for one another in times of need. As their relationship grew stronger, Ada realized that Emeka was not just her partner, he was her rock. He encouraged her to pursue her dreams and help her navigate the challenges of adult life. Together, they forged a bond built on trust, respect, and unwavering support. Eventually, Emeka proposed to Ada, and she accepted with tears of joy in her eyes. Their wedding was a simple affair, surrounded by family and friends who celebrated their love. They exchanged vows, promising to stand by each other through thick and thin, a testament to the journey they had shared. As the years went by, Ada and Emeka's life together blossomed with love and hope. However, fate took an unexpected turn when Emeka's business, which had been his pride and joy, faced a devastating down. The financial strain hit them hard, and suddenly the comfortable lifestyle they had enjoyed began to unravel. Ada, who had grown accustomed to a certain way of living, found herself confronted with harsh realities. At first, she tried to adapt. Emeka worked tirelessly to keep things afloat, but despite his efforts, the business went bankrupt. Their financial struggles became a source of tension in the household, and Ada felt the weight of their situation pressing down on her. The luxurious evening out, the designer's clothes, and the flashy social events she had once taken for granted were now distant memories. In her desperation to maintain her lavish lifestyle, Ada turned her attention to the rich women in her neighborhood. These women live in sprawling mansions and adorn themselves in the latest fashion and drive expensive cars. Ada watched them from afar, longing to be part of their world. She believed that if she could just befriend them, she could reclaim the life she once had. Determined, Ada began attending their social gatherings, but the rich ladies were not welcoming. They viewed her as an outsider, a woman whose charm and determination were not enough to bridge the gap between their worlds. One by one, they rejected her attempts to befriend with them, leaving her feeling isolated and rejected. But Ada was not one to give up easily. She continued to show up at their homes. She continued to show up at their party, smiling brightly even when they turned her away. She would bring small gifts, offer compliments, and engage them in conversation, hoping to break through their walls. Her persistence was unwavering, as she believed that acceptance from this elite circle would somehow validate her worth. Days turned into weeks and weeks into months. Slowly, Ada began to weigh them down. When she refused to stop coming, one by one, they started to notice her determination and kindness. Eventually, a few of them began to invite her for coffee. Slowly, they began to allow her into their home. After months of building friendship with the wealthy women, Ada finally gathered the courage to express her ambition to her new friends. She approached them one evening at a lavish gathering, her heart racing. "I want to learn what you do, to be part of your world," she declared, her voice steady. "Introduce me to your business. I want to be wealthy like you." The women exchanged glances, their expression a mix of surprise and intrigue. "Are you sure?" one of them asked, her tone laced with skepticism. Ada nodded fervently, her determination shining through. "Yes, I'm sure." That evening, she was introduced to a cult group that called themselves the High Class Girls. The grandmaster of the cult, a charismatic woman named Lila, welcomed Ada with an air of mystery. "To achieve your true wealth," Lila proclaimed, "you must complete 2 assignments." Ada listened intently as Lila revealed the first task. "You must give your husband's heart." Confused, Ada furrowed her brow. "What do you mean?" Lila smiled knowingly. "You will understand soon enough." The second task, "you will spend a week locked in a room with a madman. You must not leave the room for any reason, and you must not complain. If you leave the room, you are at risk of going mad." Ada felt a shiver run down her spine. "I'm ready," she said, trying to mask her trepidation. The allure of wealth was intoxicating, and she was willing to do whatever it takes to achieve her dream. As Emeka slept that night, Ada brought out the knife given to her by the grandmaster and the local pot. She struck her husband on the chest and pulled out his heart and put in the pot. The grandmaster arranged for a madman to be locked in a room, and Ada entered the room and locked herself in, ready to stay there for good 7 days without coming out. Immediately she locked the door, the madman bounced on her, bit her, beat her mercilessly, gave her wounds all around her body, urinated on her, urinated in her mouth, on her body, slept with her, and did all manner of things to her. She endured it without complaining for 5 good days. The madman messed up the entire room. She endured. When she could no longer take it, she opened the door and ran out of the room. So sad, she went mad and started roaming the street. Moral lesson: be contented with what you have. Not all that glitters is gold. Thank you for watching. Kindly subscribe to my YouTube channel. Bye.